Welcome back to the Silver Lining, where it's no filler, no fluff, but we keeps it a buck. And today we're going to be doing part 4 of our diss track tier list. I'm going to link in the description below the other parts of this. If you haven't seen the other parts, you may want to go back and look at it because we may reference back to some of the tracks that we've already tiered. So I'll link that in the description below. As a reminder, we're not saying that the diss tracks that we're doing here are the greatest diss tracks ever. We're just taking random diss tracks and we're putting them in a tier list. At some point in the future, we're going to go back and kind of re-tier it and kind of put things in order and try to come up with a consensus of like the greatest diss tracks of all time. Okay, but again, I want to emphasize this is not the greatest diss tracks. This is just random diss tracks that we're tiering today. All right, and I got my crew with me. I got Stan and I got Kurt. How we doing, fellas?
What's up, buddy? How you doing? How
We
y'all
good,
doing?
man. We good.
I got the hood on, man. When I put the hood on, I put the hood on, man. Let's get it.
Let's get it. All right. So we're gonna start with BDP. The bridge is over. The bridge is over. This was a diss track aimed at MC Shan and the Juice Crew. Um, so the interesting thing about this, though, before we get into the track, is that this does kind of like show that like when it comes to like battles, like a lot of times it's a misunderstanding. It's not like because like MC Shan on the bridge, he KRS One thought he was saying that hip hop started in Queens. That's not what he was technically saying. That's not what he was saying. He was just saying that this is how his story was. He was saying the bridge, and he's like, you love to hear the story again and again, and he's talking about where hip hop started for him in Queens, like where he started to like listen to it and whatnot. That's what he was saying. He was talking about the story of Queens, but KRS One didn't take it like that. He thought he was saying hip hop started there, and that's not technically what he was saying. Like when you listen to it, I do see why KRS One took it that way, though. Like I see how he took it that way, but that's not technically what he was saying. Um, the interesting thing before we tear it is that, like, believe it or not, and y'all probably don't even know this battle did not end. Actually, I thought this was what it was. It was in the past, is what it was. But like when I was researching this, there's more diss tracks, and I mean, there's more diss tracks, as in diss tracks that were recent enough that they're on YouTube in HD. Like I'm talking about, like maybe like nine years ago. They
No
they
way, yo. No
I'm
way.
dead. I'm dead ass. They still got smoke. But yeah. So we
Bunch of
again.
old
This
niggas doing bitch records, man.
yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna start with Stan. Where are you putting the bridge is over? The bridge is over. What you got?
Um, hmm. You kind of have to put it at the top. I don't know if you want to put it in an S tier, but you got to put it in the top tier. You got to put it up there because it's one of the first major diss records that really made an impact, and it should make it's impactful to this day because a lot of time those lyrics you have heard over the years quoted in recent diss tracks, like shit that Nas has done. All these dudes from that era and from that era have used lyrics from that song. KRS One is one of the most underrated rappers of all time.
Of
I
all
don't
time.
think he gets enough credit. What'd you say?
I said of all time, bro. I was agreeing with you.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think he gets enough credit. He's one of the best of all time, and does not get mentioned. And I think it's a lot of it's because of the era that he came up in. Again, the '80s era rappers don't get a lot of love anymore, and that's partially our fault, our generation's fault for not pushing that generation because we are the generation that came after that collection of '80s, the LL Cool J's, Rakim's, KRS Ones, those type of MCs. That's Big Daddy Kane that started. They were the guys that started this whole shit. You know what I'm saying? This style of metaphoric rap started with a lot of those dudes. KRS don't get a lot of credit, and he actually this was a devastating diss record. And I'm trying. I really think I should put it in the S tier.
Okay.
It's one of the most famous rap diss records of that era and of all time. Needs to get more love too.
Okay.
KRS-One needs to get more love.
All right. Kurt.
God damn, Stan, you said everything. You gonna leave us any type of points? He had covered everything just now, bro. For sure it's S tier, bro. For sure it is S tier. To me personally, this is probably one of the top 10 of all time, in my opinion. Okay, when he said the what do you say, Brooklyn keep on making it, Queens keep on taking it, like such and such is making it, like bro. When you listen to the cadence, like he said, KRS-One, one of the greatest lyricists of all time. Don't get the credit; he was absolutely right. But when you look at the format of his flow in that song. Like that's like the advertiser to the Jada Kisses. That's like the advertisers to the Fabs, to those like he said, those that generation of rap that came after that. You could listen to KRS One and hear that flow. Just like we was talking about Roxanne Shante. You could hear what influenced Nas, that flow, right? And so when you hear um, the bridge is over, bro. You hear the format of what it is. Those early diss tracks, bro, they set the tempo. You know, when Dr. J took one hand and went to the other side of the room, it set it up for Jordan to do this on the other side of the room, right? Now everybody can do a reverse in the league, right? But it started with Dr. J. So, like you said, we need to give Dr. J that credit, right? So it's an S class. It's definitely an S tier diss from an S tier rapper, and it is the beginning. It is one of those songs that is the beginning of what we do today. So I'm gonna put it in S class, no, without question.
Yep. I
Without
agree.
question.
I agree. It's S tier. I mean, is there a more iconic diss than Manhattan keep on making it, Brooklyn keep on taking it, Bronx keep creating it, and Queens keep on faking it? Like, is there a more iconic diss than that? I mean, that's like that's the it. Like that's the beginnings of this stuff. And yeah, man, like I said, it's just it's crazy how this thing started over something that it really wasn't even a diss, but that's how hip hop is, man. And yeah, he just kills them, man. I remember watching when I went to see Nas in concert, they had a thing where they showed it was a premiere of like the movie, the Thomas Illmatic movie. And so at
Hmm.
what part of the movie they were talking, Nas was talking about what it was like during that time and whatnot. And he was like, he remember like when the bridge came out, just how proud it made him, like the bridge and whatnot. And then, KRS and them come back with South Bronx, South Bronx, and that was the response. And it was like, yo, they dissing and whatnot. And then he was saying how Queens got hype again because MC Shan came back with kill that noise and kill that noise, and everybody was
Bro,
hyping.
we need to review that, bro.
Yeah, probably. But then they came back with this one, and or he just said it was like devastation in Queens when this song came out. But but he was saying one of the crazy thing was that like as much as Queens hated it, the song was so dope they were still playing it. Like, can you imagine like playing a song that's dissing your borough, but it's so damn hot that you gotta play it even though it's dissing y'all? Like that's how iconic this track is, man. And there's so many iconic moments, and yeah, it's S tier. It's S tier. I mean, the Roxanne Shante line, I mentioned it in one of our other videos. It's infamy. Roxanne Shante only good for steady fucking. MC Shannon, Molly Mall, they really bluffing. Like Dougie Fresh said, I tell you, you ain't nothing. Like he just fries them, man. I do think that, like, and I've said this before, I think that like diss tracks just have they when you're frying multiple targets, man, it just brings something to it, man. I mean, everybody, it was like MC Shan, Molly Marr, and the radio host, Mr. Magic, and Roxanne Shante, everybody's getting bars, man. Everybody that was talking is getting bars. So yeah, it's S tier. There's no doubt about it. It's one of the most iconic diss records of all time. Like, no doubt about it.
It's top 10, bro. I think it's top 10 of all
Has to
time.
be. Has to be.
Yeah, bro, they need to start teaching hip hop history in schools, man. This shit needs
Yeah.
to be taught. These kids need to learn the history of this culture instead of just using it to try to get a quick buck. and raping the culture for money. Niggas need to learn the history, and that's part of the history. That's part of the history of this culture. The part
Yeah.
of the history of this culture is diss records. That's
Yeah.
the whole point of us doing this whole fucking videos. Is that diss records is the foundation of this culture.
It is.
The foundation of the music is just going at niggas. You know what I'm saying? It's part of it's a sport, and it's part of it, and that's part of this. Part of it is dissing, and this one of those songs that you need to listen to when you're going into the history of diss records. It's one of the first ones you gotta listen to.
And
I
even
agree.
like we said back then, bro, like this is the foundation. Like when you think about "Fuck the Police," that's one of the most iconic songs in hip hop history, and it's a diss song to the police.
Yeah. Yeah.
Literally, we could put that on this list. We literally could, bro. So
Technically.
yeah, bro. And like you said, they need to learn the history. You're absolutely right about that.
All right. Cool. We're gonna move on to MGK, Rap Devil. So this one was a response to M, because on the Kamikaze album, the track with Royce, Not Alike, Eminem was taking shots at MGK. What preluded that was MGK apparently had gone on some social media and made a comment about um, Eminem's daughter, about how she was hot and whatnot. And Eminem eventually heard about it, and things kind of went from there. So I'm going first on this. I'm going first. I have to go first because I know y'all gonna disagree with me, and I'm ready for the smoke. Um, this is an A tier diss record, and I'm gonna tell you why it's A tier. This number one. This is the best Eminem diss track from the standpoint of both the song, the disses, and the impact. There have been other Eminem diss songs that were cool as well that maybe didn't make as much impact. Okay. This song made impact. Like this song was getting bumped because Eminem he didn't respond like immediately, which is just fine. I don't like this whole people responding back immediately. I like, but this sat for like a couple weeks and people was bumping it. The other reason why this is an A tier diss record, and I'm gonna say it with my chest. I don't care what nobody got to say. This is hip hop's Buster Douglas moment because MGK won this battle lyrically. He won this
Thank you.
battle lyrically.
Thank you.
This is hip hop's Buster Douglas moment. Um, I remember when this track came out on Labor Day, so everybody was off work. I turned on the phone like, oh crap, MGK responded and whatnot. And I'm sitting there like, oh God, M. Like this was the first time M to me was against the back against the wall. I mean, when Benzino dissed them on them tracks, like, man, all right, bro, like, come on, like, but this here, I mean, you could kind of say that when Josh said the M, you come, your mother's a crackhead, come as a known slut. Maybe he was kind of, but like this was a full-on track. This was the first time where somebody made a track and we was like, M, what you gonna do, bro? M, we need you. This shit was fire, man. And like the line to me that really stood out was when he said, now tell me what you stand for. I know you can't stand yourself. Trying to be the old you so bad, you stand yourself. Like the first time I heard the line, I thought it was dope. I thought he was just saying, "Oh, I, M, he a stand for his own music. He own his own jocko." That's what I thought he meant. Then it clicked what he was saying. He was like, "Nah, like think about the character Stan. Stan was a character who was obsessed with Eminem back in the day." And what does Eminem do recently? He does Marshall Mathers 2. He dyes his hair blonde again. He's so desperate to become the old Eminem that he has now become the literal representation of Stan because he wants to be the old him. Yo, when I finally got that line, I was like, bro, that's a knockout. KO. It's over. It's a lot of good lines on this song. We can kind of go through the bars, but bro, it's A tier. It is an A tier diss record. It's hip hop's Buster Douglas moment. That's where I'm at. And I'm going to go to you, Kurt.
Bro, the only reason I'm gonna disagree with you is because I think it's S tier.
Ooh.
I think it's S tier. Listen, 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 hear me out. Hear me out. When you say S tier, it has to have everything that comes. Now, is it as iconic as Bridges Over? No. Is it as iconic as Hit 'Em Up or Ethan? No, it's not. But when you follow the rules, the rubric that we all stand true to, what a dish is supposed to be, is that he made it clear. He spit all type of lyrical bars. You feel what I'm saying? It had the impact. He shot the video. You feel what I'm saying? Like what didn't he cover? You know what I'm saying? When you cover all the bases and everything, like you can't have an S tier lyrics with a B tier beat, right? You can't have, you can't like go at niggas and make it direct, but then your lyrics ain't right. No, he has great lyrics. He went directly at it. He shot the video. The beat is cool. And like he said, bro, ain't nobody ever go at Eminem like this. Nobody. The fact that, in my opinion, this is all subjective to everybody listening at home. This is all subjective. We all have our own opinions. The chat is at the bottom for you to comment. But what I'm saying is the fact that he actually beat Eminem has to make it S tier. Has to. When you put all that together and say he beat Eminem, how is it not S tier? This is an S tier diss track, especially when you think about all them sucker ass disses that was coming out at that time. Gucci Man dissing Jay-Z, all that garbage that was like them niggas. They can make songs for the club and they can make songs for the strippers, but they can't diss. It just don't sound good. This man put out a song and a diss track that was so detrimental to a nigga that everybody is scared of. When you ask people about Eminem, they all say don't mess with the white boy. Don't mess. Yo said don't mess with the white boy. Bro, I am a white boy. And then this would even make it better, bro. This was like Mr. Miyagi versus Danielson. Like MGK was the hottest white rapper, and he had already made it known that Eminem was his favorite. What he say? Since my favorite rapper dissed me from banned me from Shady 4 or 5. He had that ball. Remember he had that ball on the radio. My favorite rapper dissed me and banned me from Shady. Bro, he made it known that Eminem was his GOAT. You see what I'm saying? And he defeated his GOAT. Bro, I love no. I got bars, bro. Ain't nothing I got for nuts. I can't fuck with JD Kiss for no diss track, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Like he beat his GOAT. This is Kobe Bryant beating Jordan, bro. This is Tank Davis beating Floyd Mayweather Jr., bro. Right before our eyes. So it has to be S tier in my opinion.
Wow. I got some response to some of that, but I'm gonna go to Stan. What you got, man?
Yo, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Niggas hitting the blunts early this morning, man. This is MGK we talking about. This nigga not respected in the hip hop community. Okay, I give you that. The record was straight, but defeated Eminem. I got a headache. Yeah. That's a bit much for me.
Stan, he won.
The record was fine. The record was fine. Come on now. MGK is nowhere near respected in the hip hop industry, and even an ounce close to Eminem. Now I don't even remember how all this crap started. Reggie had to go through with how all this crap started. And a lot of white rappers dissed Eminem back in the day. It's not like it's MGK wasn't the first one. Everlast, Insane Clown Posse, all that stupid shit. None of them made a record that was anywhere like what MGK did put out. I ain't gonna front. It was a decent record. It was straight. I wouldn't put it in the S tier. The S tier is reserved for records that have impact. That record ain't impact shit. The only people even know about it is people that like us that actually follow this shit. You know what I mean? That actually are engulfed in the culture. It wasn't an impactful record. It wasn't impactful. Eminem wasn't hurt by that. But I will give him credit. He did have some slick shit to say in there, like the stand line. is the one that stands out for me, definitely. Because of Reggie breaking it down, that definitely just stand out to me. I was like, oh shit. But that's pump the brakes on it being an S tier track. I put it in the B tier, and that's pretty much what I'm gonna leave it at. I can't do anything higher than that. Come on now, it's MGK. Come on now.
I don't know how you can say it
Come
didn't
on.
make no. I don't know how you can say it didn't make no impact. Yo, this song was
It
getting
had no
bumped, yo.
impact.
Bro. No, it had impact. This song was getting bumped, man, because remember we've talked on this channel before about how Drake has input this clock thing that I can't stand into the world of battle. So because that clock thing existed, when this song was a week old, yo, people was bumping it like, yo, he done shut Eminem down because M hadn't responded yet. So no, this song made impact, Joe. Like this song was because he made the video. Like the video had like millions of views, man. Like no, this wasn't just some dude throwing a shot. This was a legitimate moment in hip hop when he responded with this. So no, it made some impacts, man.
Stan, bro. Stan. It's like you're right. He's not as respected as Eminem. That is an absolute fact. But it's just like what happened with Cannabis and LL. Cannabis said all the real shit. Cannabis killed LL, but LL had everybody behind him. He was more respected, and don't nobody want to make LL an enemy, right? So ain't nobody gonna say nothing. Same shit with MGK. MGK killed that man, bro. If you listen to Second Round KO and then listen to Can I Bust? Yes, I Can. Yeah, they both are dope ass songs, but Second Round KO is better. When you listen to
I don't agree with that either. But I mean, that's
oh my God.
Come on, man.
No.
I don't agree with that either.
He said, I even wait for you to kick it on your own sitcom. You know what? We ain't even gonna do this right now. Listen, I'm saying that MGK put out a better diss product than Eminem did. Period. And then when you think about what he said and how he said it and who he's addressing, and it didn't have a ether type takeover impact, but it was still huge though. It made everybody say, damn, you gotta say something. We done heard you, like at this point in time in M career, we could have gave you the benefit of the doubt. Like, and we know you're a smoke him. So we ain't even worried about it. But it was so hard, it was so vicious. Like we heard Jermaine Dupri, like you say, Insane Clown Posse, all that garbage, Everlast, and all that shit is garbage, bro. This man went directly at Eminem's throat in a super masterful lyrical way, bro. And Eminem, we're gonna cover the Eminem next, but Eminem didn't win. I just felt like he did more than Eminem. That's all.
Now I'm gonna push back on Kurt when you saying it's an S tier diss track because like for me when I talk about S tier diss tracks, the track has to be able to sit at the table with the S tier diss tracks. You feel what I'm saying? Like it has to be able to sit at the table and not be out of place. So we talking about Ether, we talking about Takeover, we talking about No Vaseline. You know what I'm saying?
And
We
y'all
talking
putting that,
about
and
The
you
Bridge
want to
Is
put that in the
Over.
same group as that? Come on,
You know what I'm saying? We talking
No.
about the hierarchy of diss records. You have to be able to sit at the table. So if there's like a dinner party where all the S tier diss tracks are invited to, I don't know. I think if Rap Devil walks in the door, everybody gonna be like, what's he doing here? You know what I mean? Like he good and all, but he shouldn't be. I don't think you can put that in the S tier, bro. Like it's A tier. I think it's absolutely A tier. I think especially because of the fact, to me, it's hip hop's Buster Douglas moment. So it has to be elevated to A tier. I'm not even mad at you if you say it's like middle of the A tier. Like when we put all the A tiers in a group, it probably is like right in the middle in there. I don't got no problem with that either. S tier is a lot though, Kurt. S tier is a lot.
Think about what you said, what you just said. You said the Buster Douglas moment. Buster Douglas ain't in nobody top 50 of all time. Okay,
Yeah.
he's not even in the top 1.
Right. Exactly.
Right. But think
Exactly.
about this: him beating Tyson is one of the most iconic moments in the history of boxing.
It is.
That was an S tier moment. I'm not saying he's
Yeah.
an S tier rapper. I'm not saying he had an S tier career. I'm saying he had an S tier moment. Now, when you say, can it sit at the table with Ether? No.
No.
No, hell no.
Did it? Did it cover? Did it cover everything that this record is supposed to do? And did he present it elite? Bro, like when you look at the NBA Hall of Fame, bro, none of them niggas deserve to sit with Jordan. Yeah, niggas like Dennis Rodman, maybe Draymond Green will make the Hall of Fame, but he don't deserve to be in the same sentence as Jordan. And that's how I feel about this. It's not Ether. It's not take. It's nowhere near Ether and Takeover. But when we go by the rules of what we say this track is supposed to cover, he did that well, and he beat M. And he beat like one of the greatest battle rappers of all time, bro.
But I agree with you. But I don't think that the consensus is that he beat M. I think that like hip hop heads like me, you and I say he beat M. I don't think that's the consensus. I think the consensus is that Eminem still won this battle. He certainly won the war because I don't know what MGK did. He fumbled the bag bad after this song. Like he had everybody's ears and he dropped that garbage EP and then that was the end of it. So like I think that like the consensus isn't that he beat him. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why I still don't think that it's in the S tier. And also he didn't like Buster Douglas beat Mike Tyson in his prime. I mean, I don't think anybody would call this Eminem's prime. You feel what I'm saying? So I think those two things do go into it as well. I think it's A tier though. I think it's definitely an A tier diss record, but I can't put it in the S, man. S is the royalty, man. This is the royalty sitting here. You can't put this.
Yeah,
in
we're not putting that
bro. This is
in the
royalty.
same. You talking about that song is in the same class as Ether and Takeover? Come
bro.
on now. Hell no.
Hey, bro. I'm not gonna be mad at him, but this was an S tier moment, though. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, it is.
you know what I mean? But okay,
Well, anybody can have a moment, man. That's what I'm saying. Anybody can have a moment, you know. And I give him credit. That record was good. It was good. I don't know if he wrote it or not, but it was good. Because MGK is garbage. He's one of the worst. I mean, he's garbage. But
He's not
he had
garbage.
he had a moment. He had a moment.
But he's not garbage, Stan. Come on, bro. He's not
Nah,
garbage.
he's not great. He's not a great rapper.
He got bars.
He's not a great rapper. He's not a great rapper. But again, he had a moment. He had a moment where he took down Eminem, and then Eminem responded with what I'm sure we're going to talk about that next with a bunch of babble. And yeah, he had a moment. I give him that. He had a moment. But let's S tier. It's going to sit at the table with Takeover and Ether. No, and hit him up. No.
Right?
Sorry, I can't. I can't float with that. I can't run with that. No.
So Stan, are you still opposed to the A tier? Like, are you still it's gonna go A tier because I think me and Kurt have kind of come to consensus. But how do you feel? Are you cool with A tier? Or you still think we're overdoing it?
I'll bump it to the A tier because it is a good record. I mean, again, I'm not gonna sit here and shit on it because I don't like MGK. I will say that it was. I'll put it in the A tier because it was really good, and he ousted Eminem. His record was better than what Eminem put out, and I ain't gonna front on that one. But let's S tier. That's legendary status, man. This nigga is not a legend. Again, like you said, everybody can have a moment. Like Buster Douglas had a moment. That was it. I mean, and that was MGK's moment. So I give him that. But S tier, fuck no. I'm sorry. I'm not disrespect. I can't do that. I can't. No, I can't do that.
All right. So we're gonna move on to KillShot. KillShot was the response to this track. So I guess we're gonna start with Kurt on this one. I'm interested to see what you say about this. Go ahead, Kurt.
I think this is a B tier. I think it's a B tier. Is that a man bun? Like, you know, I just felt like I've heard so much from Eminem, bro. Like, you could have did so much to this, like, you know, and it's kind of unfair because I'm rating Eminem according to Eminem, right? I just really think this song was a disappointment for me. For somebody that heard Eminem, it just wasn't enough. It just wasn't enough, and it's not an A tier dish, but it's nowhere near a C tier dish at all. Like it is a solid dish, but he could have did so much more, and I think he could have said so much more. But he's not shady no more, right? Like he can't say half the stuff. You know, he would have dropped some f bombs. He would have talked about all type of stuff that he's not supposed to. But I'm not really impressed with this, bro, at all, man. B tier, he lost. I'm not gonna put it in the same tier as the song that beat you, right? But it's far from a C tier song. Though. Let's not jump off the window, jump out the window, jump off the cliff, and go too far with it. So I just didn't think he did enough. So I'm gonna go B tier. I don't really, I'm kind of was disappointed by this song. I felt like Eminem, he coming at you harder than anybody else. We about to get the greatest shit we ever heard from Eminem in the disc, and it was mid. So if it's mid, you got to put him where the mid goes, and it's a little bit better. It's better than C tier. So I'm gonna give it a B tier, bro. I don't even really want to say too much about it. Bro. This song is a this song is a it's not a black eye, but it doesn't really necessarily look good on Eminem's career. So I'm gonna put it in B tier.
So I don't know. I see. I agree with you. I agree with your bottom line B tier. I think B tier is definitely where this song should go. But a B tier diss track is a good diss track, and I thought this was a good diss track. I thought he did a good job with his rebuttals. He rebutted a lot of the stuff that MGK said on this song. It's funny because we argue so much about the MGK, but I didn't get to a lot of the other MGK bars that I liked. But I think the advantage that MGK had was just Eminem is Eminem and MGK is MGK. So there's just so much more material that MGK could draw from. Whereas with Eminem going to MGK, it's like don't nobody really even care about homie like that. So it's not like he could really draw good energy from it. So I think he relied a lot on rebuttals. I thought they were good rebuttals as well. Excuse me, the part when he said he responded to MGK when he said you should go back to recovery and whatnot. He was like, "Yo, Slim, your last 4 albums suck. You should go back to recovery." Oh shoot, that was 3 albums ago. What do you know? Oops, know your facts for you. Come step to me, little goof. Like that was a good rebuttal. Like I like that. That was a good flip on what MGK said. And I like my favorite part of that song is that rhyme scheme when he said still we say till I'm hitting old age. I could fill a whole page with a 10-year-old's rage. Got more fans in your own city, little kitty, go play. Look like I'm babysitting little Tay. Got the Diddy okay, so you spent your whole day shooting a video just so you can dig your own grave. Like that shit was fire. Like that rhyme scheme, that pocket he was in was ill. Yeah, I thought he had good rebuttals on the song. I thought he did well. He rapped well. It just it just wasn't enough, man. It was kind of like we was talking about on our other video, we was talking about Kumo D and LO. We was talking about uh How You Like Me Now versus Rip the Jacker or whatnot. It was like a Jack the Ripper, excuse me. And it was like it was good. Like Jack the Ripper was good. It just wasn't enough. It just wasn't enough for what MGK brought to the table. So it's a good diss track. Like I don't think we should like just shit on it. Like I thought it was a good response. It was a good response. But the bottom line here, man, is that Eminem took a battle with somebody well below his weight class. And that dude caught an uppercut and put him down. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with you. B tier is where I would put it. I think it's a good diss track. Stan, what you got?
C tier. I can't. I
What?
can't do hot. I can't. This is a bunch of mumble jumbo bullshit. During a time when Eminem was doing a lot of that mumble jumbo, just rapping a bunch of words together. Hey, look at me! I can rap really fast. I just didn't. You can tell I didn't care for this battle at all. Can't you tell?
Yeah.
I didn't care for it. I didn't care for it. I just didn't care for it at the time because it was just like how many. I mean, it wasn't. No, I will. No. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna put this in the Benzino Eminem category. I thought they wasn't that, but I didn't care for it. I just didn't care for it. And I thought Eminem was stumbling because he got punched in the face by this MGK kid, and I mean, the man bun line alone put it down to C level for me. I was forgot about that until I heard the other night. I was like, what yeah, I can't do it.
It was a
I,
bad
Bro,
track.
you
I
tough,
just,
man. You tough, man.
I,
You tough. I see you tough, man.
yes, C. Because then again, as you can, I did not care for that battle. I didn't care for it, and I'm just like, I think that he was stumbling because, like you said, MGK dropped that record, and he didn't respond for a minute, and everybody's like, "Well, where are you responding?" Because again, Eminem was real quick to respond to certain people. Was real quick to respond to certain people, and here's this MGK kid that, again, even though he was signed to Puff at the time, I don't think it was respected that much. And look, like I said, he had a moment, and he caught Eminem with an uppercut, and M got up and stumbled back with this mumbled bullshit, and I just didn't care for it. Yeah, I didn't care for it. Yeah, he had some nice lines in there, but I didn't care for it. I just thought, dude, you're stumbling because you got punched in the face by this kid that nobody respects in the industry. And this is your response. It's talking about the dude's man bun. Yeah, I'm over it
Yeah,
now.
the man bun was a bad bar, but like Stan, he said, "How the fucking him and I battle? He'll have to fuck Kim in my flannel. I give him my sandals because as long as I'm shady, he gonna have to live in my shadow. Get off me, letting off of my offspring." Like he had some bars on that song. Now, like I can't. Let's come
He
on now.
told he told MGK I had to give you a career to kill it.
To destroy it. Yeah, he got
Stuff,
busy.
it just wasn't enough.
It wasn't enough. Yeah, he got busy though.
It wasn't enough for me. And again, maybe
Oh,
C's a little maybe C's a little harsh. But I can't put that in the B tier, man. I can't do that, man. No. Eminem's had better diss records, way better diss records than that. Way better. C tier. I can't go higher than that. I give MGK credit for punching him and knocking him down, and him couldn't get up on the 10 count. I get all that. It was like I said, he had a moment. But I did not care for this battle. I just didn't care for it. I remember when it happened. I remember Reggie was telling me, "Hey man, you gotta listen." Like, yo, I just not. I'm not interested, man. Yeah, you gotta listen to this MGK. No, man, I don't have to listen to this MGK record, man. I don't. And then I remember Eminem came back with his response. I'm like, I don't care for this. When is Eminem gonna battle an
Stan, you
A-list
tough,
rapper,
yo.
man?
You tough, Stan. I promise you, you are,
Like,
bro. See those
yes,
fans. That is
yes.
tough, bro.
Well, yeah, I get it. It might be a bit harsh, but I mean, I didn't put it in the D level. It's not garbage. It's not trash. I just thought it was a bunch of mumbled. It was just a bunch of mumbled mess to me. Just Eminem just
Bump.
spitting a bunch of mumbled garbage, and I didn't care for it. I didn't care for it, me personally. I just didn't care for it. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say. I just didn't care for any of that stuff. I just like, why? Again, it's just the whole thing started out with something silly. MGK has a history of doing silly stuff, just doing silly stuff
That
like
is
stuff that
tough.
happened. This is the
That is
same
tough.
guy that said this is the same guy that went to a WWE event and said "fuck you" to Randy Orton. I don't know. The guy's a goof. That's all I
but
can say.
Stan, all rap battles start over something silly. All of them do. Like they're
Oh
all
yeah,
starting
I'm
over
not
something
saying.
silly.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not saying. I'm just saying the whole thing. Just I did not care for it at the time. At the time, I didn't care for it. I just again, everybody was saying, "Here, you gotta listen to MGK record." MGK this Eminem. Okay, great. I mean, I didn't care for it.
All
I'm
right.
sorry. I didn't care.
All right. So I think the consensus will be B tier. Me and Kurt say B. You say C. So I'll probably put it somewhere like in the probably the lower half of the B tier is what I think we'll probably
Like
end
a
up
B
putting it.
minus, C plus.
Yeah, somewhere around there. All right. So now we're moving on to some greatness here. MC Hammer. That's the five. That's the five. That's the five, boy. That's the five. That's the five. That's the five, boy. Better run, better run. So this was a response to Jay-Z because on the So Appalled record, he said something that Hammer took offense to when he said, what was the line now? I lost 30 mil.
Billion is nothing.
Yeah, yeah. He said Hammer went broke, so I'm more focused. I lost 30 mil, but like Hammer, 30 mil can't hurt me. Something like that. Yeah. And Hammer took offense to that. And so he went to the booth and dropped his joint. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm gonna start with Stan now. Where you putting this one at, man? That's the five. That's the five. That's the five, boy.
You really think I listened to this record, man? You think I
Yo,
listened to
Reggie,
this
don't
whole?
ever do that
You think
fast
I
again.
listened? Do you think I listened to that whole record, man? I remember when I actually do remember when it came out, and I listened to 30 seconds and cut it off. I'm like, I'm not. I don't have time for this. Look, I respect MC Hammer for what he accomplished and what he's done for the hip hop industry and the community and all that stuff. But dude, I'm not going to entertain this. I'm just not. It's a D. I'm not going to entertain that. Again, it's like Jay Z said a couple of bars about him, and this nigga does a whole song. A whole song. No, I don't have a whole lot to say about this. I'm not going to entertain this, man. I know why you put it on there. I know why Reggie put this on here because he wanted to get me riled up. I'm not. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do it. No. MC Hammer was long past his expiration point at that point. This is talking about 10 years ago. No, 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 no. I thought it was corny, man. I thought it was super corny.
So,
And Reggie, it is corny, man. I don't know why you put this on here, man.
so,
Why
so Stan,
why'd you do it?
so Stan, where'd you
You
put?
see,
I didn't.
the F tier, right? You see, he just made sure we had an F
Yeah,
tier.
yeah, I didn't have it there. I know I didn't have it there at first. I went ahead and added it real quick, just in case we
Yeah,
needed it.
just in case you needed it, huh? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a D. That's a D. A D. Anything lower than that, I would give it that. No.
Well, the F tier is available if you want to put it there.
It's
Um.
not F tier though. It's not F tier though. It's not. It's not. Bro, he had some
I'm
bars.
not gonna. I'm not gonna give it. I'm not gonna give it an F. I'm not gonna put it in the F tier because I'm pretty sure he had a ghost written by somebody. But yeah, I'll put it. I'm gonna put it in the D tier because it was pointless. It was a attention whore grabbing moment because Jay Z is 10 times more successful than he was. And again, Hammer's financial issues are well documented, and niggas learn from that. So if it wasn't for Hammer, I don't know if guys would have learned from his mistakes. So thank you, MC Hammer, for going broke. So it taught other niggas how to
That's
manage their
fucked
money
up.
better. So
That is
thank
fucked
you.
up, man. Yo, listen, y'all ready? I
Yeah.
know y'all about to kill me. Bro, I'm gonna put this in the soup. Bro. Hey, yo, listen. Listen. Everybody done stole my swag. Fingerprints all over the bag. Hey, yo, what he
If
say?
you think
He said, listen, I got a reason to believe in y'all reasonable doubt. If I knocked on your door, would you come on now? Because if I
Yeah.
knocked on the door, I'll bust you in the
Put you in
mouth.
the mouth. Yep.
Bro, bro, he said, your shoes, I don't need a dark pair. Like, yo, that man wrote Man's the Devil. Like, no, I'm gonna keep it real. It's a detailed track, bro.
Okay.
Listen, yo, but you know
oh
what's
my
crazy?
god.
He did. Listen, he really did, and this is why I really do want to put it in C for the effort because he really did cover everything that comes along with a diss track. Okay, he shot the video. He had the fake ass Jay Z in the studio with the New
Yep.
York. Oh my God! Yo, he baptized Jay Z at the end of the video.
Yep.
He saved his soul, bro.
Can we move on to the next? Can we move on to the next one, man? I can't do this, man. Y'all niggas is funny.
You know what?
I can't do this.
You put that shit in
This
D.
is back. I don't
Put
even
it
remember
in
the video, man. That part I don't even
Yeah,
remember
the
the video.
video was great, man.
Bro, that's why I kind of feel like it should be a C tier. I know he's garbage. I know the song is trash, okay, but like he covered all of the basics. It's just that it's so garbage. MC, why you couldn't just everybody say King, 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 King? Bro, shut up. You feel me? Like I put it in detail, bro.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna put it in the D tier as well, just because it's it's humor is just timeless, bro. Like when I played this song, I was still dying laughing, man. Like just when he's sitting there dancing in the video, man, he got the devil chasing after the Jay-Z thing in the video, and like you said, he baptizes him there, and man, it's hilarious, man. It's timeless humor. But yeah, I mean, if I'm being serious, I mean it's an F tier. If I'm being like dead serious, but I can't be serious when I watch niggas. It's so damn funny, man. Like the fact I'm still laughing at this track. Like you said, yo, Jay, I got a reason to doubt. I knock on your door, would you come on out? Knock on your door, and I'm knocking you out. Knock on your door, I'm bust you in your mouth. Like that was amazing. But yeah, I'm gonna
That
put it in.
is so garbage. Oh my god.
But sometimes, man, if you can make me laugh like that, man, it's hard for me to put it in the F tier just because there's some replay value because again I'm laughing at it. Like it's still hilarious. I'm gonna go to D tier with it. I mean, if I'm being serious, it's F tier. If we're being 100% honest and serious, it's an F tier song. But it's just the video is how funny it is. It pushes it up just a little bit to the D tier.
No, you know what? Just based on that, yeah, I'm putting it back in. I'm putting it in F tier. I can't do that, man.
Hey yo, listen.
I got to put that in F tier, man.
The reason that it's
I
not
didn't.
F is because of the video. The song itself, is it anything below F? If you want to talk about the song, like we put Nicki Minaj in F tier. That song is way better than this, bro.
It is.
But MC Hammer, he covered it though. He shot the video. He did like the video is what makes it detailed.
I don't
Everything.
even. Like I said, I didn't even remember the video until y'all said something.
Yo, the video is hilarious, bro. You got to watch it, yo. It is
I
absolutely
don't even
hysterical.
remember there being a video until y'all mentioned it. I was like, oh yeah, I do remember there was a video. I probably did watch it, and I probably watched 30 seconds and cut it off. So I don't remember the Jay-Z, the fake Jay-Z, and the devil, and all that corny shit. You know what? Baptized.
Baptize them.
He can still dance, bro. He can still. Wait till you see the video, bro. That nigga still got it, bro.
God bless whoever wrote the song for him, but you know, yeah.
That's
I
the
need that
problem.
laugh.
He wrote the song. That's the
Yeah,
problem.
that's the
He wrote
problem.
that. That's the problem. He wrote it.
You think he wrote that? Okay. You think
He
MC
wrote
Hammer's wrote raps?
Oh, it
You
was
think MC
bad. So
Hammer's
yeah,
wrote it? Hammer is the like the. There's gotta be a documentary done on Hammer's career. There's gotta be some sort of documentary done on that. That dude went from the baggy pants, and then he started doing the gangster stuff, and it was like, oh god.
all right.
I will agree that. I will agree with that though. It definitely needs to be a document,
Yeah.
like a whole like video or something following his life. His life is way more inspirational than any song he ever made though.
Right.
No, that's true too. And
Yeah.
and again, there's a ton of stories about Hammer, and yeah. All you gotta do is Google the MC Hammer stories. You'll see it.
All right. We're gonna move forward. We're gonna move to 50 Cent. It's easy to see when you look at me. If you look closely, 50 don't back down. I mean, I don't think I need to go through the history here. We know 50 Cent and Ja Rule. I mean, and I mean, it would take forever to even go through the history. A lot of stuff happened between these two. In terms of where it started, depends on who you ask. So we know what it is. It's 50 and Ja. And this song was on, Get Rich or Die Trying, man. I'm gonna go first on this one. Like, it's just, this to me is just the moment was just crazy. Like I still remember this like yesterday, man, when this song came out. I mean, like again, it's on Get Rich or Die Trying. It's the biggest hip hop album of the year, and he's just checking you in front of everybody. I brought this up on the Nicki Minaj song. Y'all disagree with me, and that's cool. But the point I was making about it was that like she put her diss record to Lil Kim on one of the biggest albums of the year and made it track number 2, so everybody heard her checker. You know what I'm saying? That's what I said when on that one. But this was to another level. Like this was a gigantic moment. Am I saying it's like the greatest lyrical diss record? No, but I mean he got some stuff on there. He definitely got some shots at him. It's just iconic stuff. You rap for hoes to sing like the Cookie Monster. You know, he got some good lines on there. Um, so yeah, I mean, it's a big moment. I mean, it's hard for me to put it in the S tier just because of kind of what I was saying before. I don't think this sits at the table with the gods. Not quite there, you know, but it's an iconic moment. It's a good diss record, and I mean, I think the perception would be this was the song that put it in to one of the greatest hip hop rings we've ever seen in terms of what we had at Murder Inc. I mean, they were on top of the game, just hit after hit after hit, and the perception here is that this song put a halt to that. That's not completely true. We know there's some other things, but you know that's the perception. So part of me wants to put it in the S tier, but I'm gonna say A. I'm gonna say A tier, and I want to hear what y'all got to say. So I'm gonna start with Kurt. What do you got?
Um, it's kind of hard not to put it in S tier because of like the nostalgia. If you was there, like if you listen to it now, like one of the younger generation, they say, "Oh, this is a real good this song." But if you were actually there when Get Rich or Die Trying came out and all of those diss tracks, this really was because you gotta understand they had this Ja Rule on a bunch of like you say mixtapes, underground shit, right? This was on the album. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's why the perception of him, like this is the one that ended Ja Rule, because they had ended Ja Rule long before this came out, bro. I'm gonna just keep it real with you. But this was on the album. This was like Mariano Rivera in the bottom of the ninth. You know what I'm saying? Like this was the closer. This was the one to finish it. It is hard not to put it in S tier, but like y'all said, does it belong at the table with Ether, Takeover, Compton City G's? Does it belong there? No, it doesn't. But man, it's an amazing diss track. It's an amazing diss track. Give it like to be honest, Get Rich or Die Trying is a diss album, bro. There's only like 4 songs on that whole album that ain't shitting on Ja Rule. You know what I'm saying? So um, I'm gonna go A tier, but it is very, very, very hard not to put it S tier. The only reason that it's not S tier, like we say, like it can't sit at the table with no Vaseline. But it is so close to being S tier. So I'm gonna put it in A, but my heart wants to say S tier. But my mind, keeping it real, it has to be A tier. But as a fan of hip hop, this is an S tier disc. But if I'm being unbiased, it goes in the A tier. I agree with you, Reg.
Yeah, it's almost like that. Remember that diss track dinner party? Like it's back down is at the door trying to see like, yo, what's going on in there? Like it's right there. It's right there, man.
Yeah, Ethan,
But
like, yo, that's my man. Hey, yo, you gotta come
yeah,
back tomorrow, though. That's my
yeah,
dude, though, yo.
yeah,
But he cool. Send that nigga a bottle of Chris.
yeah, for sure. Stan, what you got?
It wasn't hard for me not to put in the S tier because it ain't an S tier song. It was a B
Oh
tier.
my goodness.
I put a B tier. Look, I get the nostalgic around the Get Rich or Die Trying album. Look, and again, Reggie will tell you, wasn't the biggest fan of 50 Cent at that time. Didn't get it. I just didn't. I didn't get the hoopla. I didn't get all that stuff when the album came out. I didn't get why I couldn't get it right away. Now, don't get me wrong. I bumped it a lot back then. I was bumping like everybody else was bumping. It was a great album for its time. And back down. I mean, the Dre production on it is top notch Dre production. And 50 just tears apart Ja Rule. And again, 50 had a million songs going at Ja Rule. It's not like I don't know if one stands out or the other, but Black Back Down is probably the best one. This is again, he was doing a million songs about Ja Rule back then. And all those mixtapes, all that. Again, not my favorite battle in hip hop history. I will tell you that. Basically, because it was actually based on real life shit, real life street shit. That I didn't particularly care for it being exploited in records, but that's neither here nor there. I give it a B tier. I'm not. I'll put it in the B tier. I'm not putting that in no fucking S tier. No. Again, when you start talking about, go ahead.
You said B.
B,
Bro, he said
high,
B.
high B, high. You know, again, I would say B plus if I had to go a little bit a different level, but no, I'm not putting it in the S tier. And 50 Cent's not the type of lyricist to put into an A tier of anything. So no, it's a B tier. Again, again, it was fun back then. That shit was fun back then. But listen to Get Rich or Die Trying today, see if you can get through it. I bet you can't. No, it was an in the moment, in the time period. Yeah, it was great. But come on now.
I don't. So I don't think.
When I think about A tier and I think about S tier, I'm thinking about the hit 'em ups, the takeovers, ethers. Those records, no Vaseline, those type of records, and I don't think that song fits in there. I just don't think so. I don't think so. Sorry, I
So
don't.
I
so
mean, that's cool. That's cool. I agree. I don't think it sits with Ether and them, but they know who he is. But to say B tier though, B,
Look,
stay.
I understand the 50 Cent and Ja Rule thing happened during a time that, like Reggie in particular, was a huge 50 Cent fan back then. Kept bringing these mixtapes home and showing them to me, and I was just like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get the appeal and all that stuff. But I will also say that when 50 puts that record on Get Rich or Die Trying, and everybody heard it, and that was kind of the end of Ja Rule and Murder Inc. at that point because everybody heard it. Everybody heard on an album that 800,000 people bought in the first week. This nigga got ripped apart on the album. So yeah, it was smart marketing for 50 to put that record on there, and I'm pretty sure it leaked beforehand. Cause I'm pretty sure I heard it before the album came out. I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure I heard it. But I will put it in the high B tier. I can't do anything higher than that because it wasn't that great. Lyrically, it wasn't that great.
so Stan, is your position that the reason why it's not A tier is just specifically because you don't think that the disses themselves warrant B A tier? Is that kind of your position?
I didn't think the song was. I didn't think that lyrically was that good because I don't think 50 Cent's a great lyricist.
All right. So
That's
so
the
so hold on. So like when you say B tier, are you saying you're putting B? You're bringing you're adding in the impact as well, and you're saying B tier.
yeah, because it had a shit ton of impact.
Okay.
So what pushes it up towards if you and again, I'm not gonna sit here and call you goofy for putting in the A tier, just the S tier. A tier, I'm not gonna say anything about it because, like I said, the impact was strong because again, it was the hottest rapper at the time with the hottest album at the time, dissing who was one of the hottest rappers at the time and his whole crew, and basically just calling them a bunch of pussies and all that stuff. And it did kind of end that Murder Inc. dominance. And 50 was the most powerful sought after rapper at that time. So the impact of the record would push it. I could see pushing it to the A tier.
Okay.
So maybe you know what? Yeah, like I said, I'm kind of within the B and A, but S tier is absolute no for me. I would not put it there.
I
But I
think
could
it's
see
closer
you
to
putting.
S tier than it is to B, though, Stan. I think it's closer to being an S tier track than it is to being a B tier track.
I, I would not agree with that. I wouldn't agree with that. I would say it's closer to being an A tier to being an A tier, definitely. But S tier again, you're talking about the top, the best of the best. I don't think it's that. I just don't.
Okay. I mean, some iconic lines on
Do
this,
you
man. I
think?
mean,
Do you think that is? This is what I'm saying. S class is like cream of the crop, but A tier still is classic. Like A tier is just like classic
yeah,
diss tracks.
yeah.
S tier is like the epitome, like the god. Do you think that this
Mhm.
is a classic diss track?
No, I don't.
Wow.
Okay, that's
I
You don't
don't.
you don't need a classic dish, Stan.
I don't. I don't. I think it was a at the moment everybody was on this shit and wow, he dissed Ja Rule. He shit on Ja Rule. Wow. I'm like I ain't like Ja Rule and I ain't really like 50 at the time. It's like I didn't get the hype of either dude. I thought Ja Rule was a wannabe Tupac. I thought 50 was an overrated rapper at the time. That's how I felt at the time. And I haven't really changed that much now. And in time, it's gotten worse to me. But back down, like I said, iconic Dre beat, decent lyrics, lots of impact. So I that's why I put it. That's why I landed on the B tier for me.
All right. Okay. We can move. We can move on. We can move on.
Hey, yo,
We'll
don't
do.
even put it on the list, yo. Just delete that, bro. Just delete that one, bro. Don't even put it on up there, bro. He called it a B tier. Wow.
All right. All right. So now we're gonna go to Malcolm X by Royce the 5'9". This was a diss record aimed at D12. I forgot to like really dive in and do some research on what started this. So I actually don't know like where this energy even came from. But I mean, Royce just he just goes down the line and just knocks these dudes down like dominoes, man. It is just ridiculous. I'm gonna start with you, Stan. Where do you put Malcolm X at?
um, A tier. Just the personal. It is just a personal attack on each member of D12. And like you said, I don't remember how this started. I want to say I don't remember how it started. I'm trying to remember. Like this was before Proof got killed, right?
Yeah, because he
Like
disproof on the song. So yeah.
yeah, this is Proof on the song. So I don't
Yo,
remember
what's
how
the
it
dude? It
started.
had to do with. I know it had to do with the dude that Eminem joined. Remember the song? I think his name Obi
Obi
Trice.
Trice.
Obi
Yeah,
Trice had something to
that's a
do with.
blasphemy pass.
Yeah, he had something to do with that beat. I forgot how it happened. Eminem ended up signing Obi Trice, and Eminem was cool with Well, it was something like that. I can't quite remember myself.
Yeah, I don't remember how it started, but I do remember. I obviously do remember the record that Royce put out, and it was a personal attack on each member of Detroit. He just went down the line, just there's a personal attack, and yeah, it's an iconic. It's a strong Royce. Again, Royce is one of the most underrated rappers. And again, when you can go bar for bar, line for line with Eminem, you know, he's got skills, and he's again underrated as hell. And like I said, D12 was D12. At that point, they were just a bunch of guys that hung with Eminem. None of them was even close to the lyrical plane that Eminem was on. And in some cases, like Bizarre, didn't even belong in the group. Didn't belong near Eminem. But Royce killed them niggas. Up and down just went down and killed them. So I give it an A track. He just I put that in the A list thing. I don't put it in the S tier because again, it had no impact. It didn't really have much impact. Nobody really gave a fuck about D12 at that point anyway. But I put it in the A tier.
I think the impact. If it had a bigger impact, it could definitely be S tier. And if he just shot a video for it and made fun of Eminem, you couldn't deny S tier. Um, like you say, bro, this just was a personal attack, bro. Like fuck y'all niggas. I know where y'all live at. I know y'all mothers. I know y'all brothers. I know y'all whole life, and I'm gonna just say shit that's going. Even if we didn't understand the capacity of what they were saying, what he was saying, they did. You understand what I'm saying? There's some bars in there that we probably think was hard, but it probably hit them niggas harder when they heard it. Um, like you say, Royce, one of them underrated lyricists that don't nobody talk about, and that is why this track didn't like blow up because Royce was still like underground. You had to like you had to try to listen to Royce. Like he wasn't one of those guys that was on the radio. He wasn't one of those guys. I remember I remember like asking somebody about Royce the 5'9", and he was like, "Oh, you know about Royce?" You know what I'm saying? Like they were surprised, like, "Oh, you know? Oh, damn, you a real hip hop head because you know about Royce the 5'9", right?" So definitely one of them underrated lyricists, and he smashed them, bro. He smashed them, bro. Like he killed them, bro. It is S tier bars all through that motherfucking song, bro. But it has to have impact. You know what I mean? He could have did something extra, like shot a video that boosted a little bit. But hey, Stan, if you didn't put this in at least ATA, you was gonna have to send me an address, bro. I was gonna pull up all your motherfucking ass, bro.
No,
This
I
is
want that. No, no, I'm not. I wasn't. Like I have great respect for Royce the Five Dot. I think he's one of the most underrated rappers. And like I said, when you come up and you go toe for toe with Eminem on tracks, any track he's ever been on with Eminem, he goes toe for toe with Eminem. He goes line for line, bar for bar with Eminem.
Yo,
So
that album they put
yeah,
out was
I'm not gonna disrespect him.
that album they put out, him and M put out, that was crazy. One of the most
Oh yeah,
underrated albums ever, bro. That was a
hmm
crazy album. But yeah,
absolutely.
I'm actually agreeing with Stan this time. It's an A tier.
All right.
Uh,
So before I say what I got to say, I actually hate that in hindsight, I actually hate that I put this on this one because I put it on the same thing as the MGK one because what I'm about to say is going to make it sound like I don't like Eminem. And I want to make something clear. Eminem is in my top 10, people. Okay. He's in my top 10. I am not an Eminem hater. Having said that, this is another black eye on Eminem's career as a battle rapper because he was supposed to do something about this song. Because let me just say this here. When Eminem had his battle with Everlast, who jumped on the track with him? D12. When the whole thing happened with Murder Inc. and Ja Rule, who jumped on the track with him? D12. With the whole thing with ICP was going on, who was on stage sitting there dancing with you with the ICP blow up dolls? Proof. Okay. Your crew is getting body bagged. They're getting cooked. Eminem ain't do nothing about it. How did the Jay-Z and Nas thing actually get to that tipping point? Because they've been taking little subliminals at each other for a while. How did they get to the tipping point? Because Nas decided to start picking on Memphis Bleak. And Jay was like, oh, hell no, you're not just going to pick on my guy like that. Nah, let's do it.
No, but
Eminem
Memphis started it though. Memphis Bleak did
it
start it.
started though. Man.
okay, he did. But y'all hear what I'm saying, though? Like,
I know what you're saying. I know what you're
Supposed to
saying.
have their back. He's supposed to have their back.
he
Yes,
was supposed
that's
to
a
have
fact.
it back. He was supposed to have it back. Like, nah, you're not just going to pick. And if we keeping it real, Royce threw shots at Eminem on this song. He said, I wish Eminem would stop telling everybody he ain't speaking to me. Like I'm one of his hoes or something. How about this? I ain't speaking to you, chump. And I'm gonna keep picking on your weak ass crew. Paul better call me like he called Benzino. Matter of fact, I might go and do a song with Ray. Sign with Murder Inc. and hit you with a song a day. He ain't do nothing about this. It's a black eye on his career as a battle rapper. It's a black eye on his career as a battle rapper. It is, man, because he seems to duck the smoke when the smoke get thick. And this is a perfect example of that. So I have to say that first before I even get into the diss track. I have to say that because it's important. Man, he body bags them, man. When he did Bizarre dirty, bro. Like, come on, yo, why you had to do that, man, like that? He said, nigga, you better run and hide. I'll be on your porch with a cheeseburger trying to lure you inside because he's in it. Bizarre say, jitter the G unit. I bet he throw some extra G's in it, just like a stuttering fool can't reach intelligence. He sweats when he raps because he got a speech impediment. You bitch. Porky's pig, Porky's tomb. About to dig his own grave with a fork and spoon. The 9 is Swifty, please. Give it a year. Both of y'all be wrecking 50s leaves. But what do I know? That other nigga in your group, I don't even know his name. He can shovel my snow. He
Yo,
demolished
he
them.
dumped on him. He dumped on him. He
He
dumped on him.
demolished them, bro. Like this, to be quite honest with you, I understand what y'all saying about it. It didn't have no impact. And it didn't have like huge like world impact. On the underground scene, man, this shit was a nuclear bomb on the underground scene. Like it might not have made a impact on like the whole world. Maybe everybody else didn't feel it, man. It was like it was like a bomb in the sewer. You know, maybe y'all didn't feel it up there, but down here, man, it was destruction. So for me personally, and I get why y'all say it's A tier because it didn't make like the worldwide impact. I feel you. This is S tier to me. He demolished them guys on. He absolutely killed every single one of them. And the fact that Eminem didn't do nothing adds to its allure because it's like Eminem might have heard that thing. It's like, I don't want none of that. I say S tier. I feel y'all when what y'all saying A tier though. I definitely feel where y'all coming from.
It's definitely an S tier song, but you know you
I'm
gotta.
I'm not going to dump on that.
Yeah, it's an S tier song, but it gotta go by the rubric though. We gotta be fair. You know what I'm saying? And if we're being fair, like because it's a couple 80s that we've done that had S tier bars, but it didn't smack the world like
Right.
S tier did. So I'm listen. Like I said, it's S tier bars all through that motherfucker, but it gotta it gotta have a lasting taste. You know what I mean? Like you know when you eat some chicken or you eat some good garlic Alfredo, you can still taste the garlic in the morning because it was so good, right? It don't leave a taste in your mouth. It's just like, damn, he killed. Damn, he killed it. And we left it at that. We
Uh,
left it at that though. It didn't boost Royce to
That's true.
5'9". You know what I'm saying? Eminem still got his money. D12 was still hanging around them like they was before. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta have an S class impact, bro. You gotta have an S class impact in order to be S tier, and that's really the only thing holding it back.
I feel that. I feel that. I got no issue with that. I do think this is going to be one that when we go back through it, I'm going to argue to move it up, but I'm not going to do it now for the interest of time. But I think when we go back through it and we start, because at some point we're going to go back through what we've done and start talking like, all right, do we got this right? Could something move up or down based on more information and whatnot? But we're not going to do it here. I agree with y'all. A tier is a good place for it. I just think that, man.
Bro, it's S tier bars
Yeah.
all through that mother. Like the whole song is an S
Yeah.
tier bar, but it, like if
Yeah.
Eminem would have lost fans or lost money, you know what I mean? If D12 would have never been accepted, well, D12 really wasn't accepted, but
Yeah.
if it would have did, it had to have a bigger impact. That's the only thing, Royce. That's the only thing.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna move on to the Oracle by Mase. So this one, man, Mase and Cameron have had problems for years, man. I mean, this thing goes all the way back to Mase not showing up for the horse and carriage video and wanting him to pay $50,000 for him to even be in the video. This goes all the way back then. That's how long this thing had been going on. And Cameron put out a mixtape in 2017. It was actually pretty solid, actually. And on I think the first song, he said some things about Mase, and it was like, yo, Mase. I don't know, because like when you listen to this song, it doesn't feel like it was. I'm not saying it wasn't, but it doesn't feel like it was current. It doesn't feel. It almost feels like he had this thing that's waiting in the stash. Like, yo, this dude say one more thing about me at any point, I'm hitting upload. That's what it felt like, And it hit, and Cam did, and he went ahead and hit upload. So I'm gonna start with Kurt. Where do you put the Oracle?
ah, ah. I want one of y'all to go first. You gonna put the pressure on me. Um, I'm a, uh, I'm gonna say A tier. I'm gonna put it in A. First of all, I want to give a shout out to Mase, bro, because Mase wasn't like a battle rap type nigga. You know what I mean? In his career, you know what I'm saying. And then he had went to church. This was Pastor Mase that did this, actually, if I'm not mistaken. This is Pastor Mase.
Yeah.
Like you said, bro, he had a whole bunch of dirt on Cam. He had a whole bunch of shit like that's exactly what it seemed like. Like I can say this shit about you, but I'm not gonna say it, bro. Just let me chill. Let me chill. And Dipset was doing all type of how you what do you say? We welcome him this and welcome him that. He wasn't welcome in the first place. How we welcome them back? Like they had a bunch of fucking bars to it. Remember when Bass came out with Breathe, Stretch, Release? Remember that song? And then Jim Jones came out with Stretch and Bend. Let me see you just stretch and bend. They was making fun of me, you know what I'm saying? Like it was a whole bunch of shots, and I felt like Mase just couldn't take it no more, bro. He just couldn't take it no more. Like, you know what? I gotta say something, bro. I gotta say something. And if you know at the time, Cam and them owned Harlem at that time, right? So for Mason, probably was like, yo, if I diss these niggas, I might can't go around the way no more. You know what I mean? I got family members that live around Harlem. If I diss them, something might happen. So it really felt like Mace was doing everything he can to not diss them. You know what I'm saying? And then Oracle dropped. Boy, I was surprised because I didn't really think Mace was like a battle nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like when you listen to Bad, 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 Bad Boy, yo, I heard that song like 3 days ago and he murdered that shit. Bro. He really killed that. That's Mace's career ages well. Like if you listen to Mace old shit, it ages very, very well. Um, but it's not an S tier and it's above B tier. So it definitely make it an A tier. I'm gonna go A with it.
All right, Snake.
It's a A tier. And again, Mace was once known as Murder Mace. Dude used to be get busy before the bad boy and the puff and all that bullshit and all the shiny shoes and that shit. And he changed who he was. That nigga was a street nigga. You know what I'm saying? He was a street rapper. Um, I didn't think Mace had that in him. And I remember listening to the Oracle again. I remember Mace and Cam were talking about this shit on their show. And they was both laughing about it. And Mason and Cam was laughing about the fact that when the song came out and what it did to him. Even Cam, who was the target of that song, was like, man, he got in my ass, basically. And Mason sitting there laughing his ass off. I don't remember what Mace recorded this, but it did. It did sound like something that he had recorded for a minute and was sitting on and waiting for Cam to say something. And when he did, he hit upload. It's surprisingly good. It's surprisingly good. And again, at that point, Mace had come back and retired and come back and retired so many fucking times. And when that shit came out, I was like, that's Mace? When the first time I heard it, I was like, that's Mace? I bet digging in Cam's ass. He dug in his ass. Hard. It was funny. I remember listening to it recently too. I remember recently I listened to it when they was talking about it. I said, let me go listen to this shit again because I don't remember it. And I listened to it, I was like, holy shit. He dug in his ass. But yeah, I give it an A. It's an A tier. It's an A tier disc record because Mace got busy on it. He got busy on it bad, and I didn't think he had it in him. It was surprisingly like, holy shit, this is dope. And he's going in his ass. Yeah, he went in him, and that's an A tier. I wouldn't put it in S tier, obviously, but I would put it in A tier. I would definitely do A tier, no question.
Yeah, I agree. It's like a part of me that kind of feels like it belongs in the B tier. And I'm gonna tell you the why is that like it doesn't sound current. Like everything all the way up to the beat that he rapped on, it feels like he recorded this like a long time ago. Even if it's not the case, it kind of feels like that. It's not like a lot of like current. Like I kind of feel like when remember we was talking about Rap Elvis and you were saying like it's dope, but it's like, bruh, it's 20 years later, bro. Like that's kind of how this kind of sort of feels to me. It's like, man, this is fire, but like, man, Cam have been dissing you all this time, and it's like there's no response. And now all this time later, it's like, you know what? I've had enough. I'm going to drop this joint. But he murders him though. He said, ain't no unity, ain't no children in the corner, ain't no you and me. Only niggas I know got diplomat immunity is niggas that snitched on you and ratted on their community. Like, God, he said, I'm the name on the ribbon on the bird. You always be my bitch, got my fucking name tatted on you. God, you always play the sucker part. What was all that Rico shit when you left Jim at Rucker Park? Like he just hit him with so many personals, man, just bar after bar after bar. And like he has like a lot of lines on there that like I don't actually know what he's referring to because these two are so had such a personal beef that it's like some stuff he says I don't know what he's talking about specifically, but he raps it with so much conviction that as the listener, you says whatever he just said that hit him, that cut him. Like whatever he just said, it cut. Even though I don't peep what it is, it cut because he says it with so much conviction. Um, yeah, it's an A tier. It's an A tier disc record. I would probably put it like on the lower end of the A tier because it just doesn't feel like it feels very much like it was like a logic bomb it was like I'm gonna have it sitting here on such and such date. If you say one more word to me, I'm hitting the button. That's what it felt like. It didn't feel like he was like, this dude still dissing. All right, turn the beat on. Like it didn't feel like that. Like there's no current punchlines on it. Everything very much sounds like it could have came out in 2003. You know what I'm saying? But I have to respect the diss record, man. He murdered him. So I'm gonna put and especially because I don't have it on the list, but Cameron responded and it wasn't up to par. So this was a victory diss record as well. So yeah, I'm gonna put it in the A tier as well. I agree with y'all.
Well, Reg, to me, when you say it sounded like he did it a long time ago, like he did it in 2003 and released it in 2017, that would make it even better.
In a way.
Like that would make it timeless, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Fair
A
point.
tier, bro.
Yep. All right, so we're gonna end this with Jim Jones Summer Collection. It was a diss to Pusha T. So this thing apparently started just because Jim Jones was on the radio, and at the time there was a bunch of talk about top 50 rappers, and I guess Jim Jones for some reason said Pusha T doesn't belong on the top 50 list, and then Pusha T went ahead and responded to him on wax. And then Jim Jones said, you know what, turn my mic on. Let's get to it. So I'm going to go first on this one. Look, man, I enjoy this song. I enjoyed this, man. I think it's hilarious. Man. Like this song just sounds like he had a great time making it, man. It does. It sounds like he had a great time making it. I heard somebody one time say about Jim Jones. He was saying that like Jim Jones is like that old dusty dude on the block that you just can't beat because he just got jokes for days. Like you can try to snap on him all you want, and he got jokes for days. And that's kind of how Jim Jones was. That's kind of how it was when he battled Jay-Z. It was like, Jay-Z can out rap, but Jim Jones got jokes for days. You can't really win this because he gonna keep having jokes to come back. And like I said, this song it was fun, man. We say Kanye give you rips. That's what they do to the slaves. Trying to act bad. We ain't doing charades. Really got bombs on the block like I threw a grenade. That shit was dope. I enjoyed that. He said the only beef is the Arby's or the Big Mac. We drive by the car with the Big Mac. That last shit you dropped, that shit was garbage. Take that shit back. Plus your brother rapping. You trying to bring the clips back? Talking about your brother. What happened to that boy? Looked like they be selling crack to that boy. Like, come on, bro. Y'all gonna say that shit wasn't funny, man? That was hilarious. And his ad-libs are always funny because when he said the whole thing about he like me selling crack to that boy in the background, 2 for 1, 2 for 5. Like that shit was funny. Come on, guys. Y'all sitting there grunting and looking at it, looking like that, man. This song was entertaining, man. To me, it's the epitome of a C-tier diss record. It's nothing spectacular, but it's very good. It's very cool. It's a good listen. It's an entertaining listen. And he shot a video too. He had the video with the mic down. Like, I'm gonna body this dude. And Pusha T did not respond. He did not want the kickback. He did not respond to it. So if you're asking me, I say this is a C-tier diss record, man. I had a ball listening to this. And coming back to it, I had even more fun. I enjoyed this song. So I say this is a C-tier diss record. And it looked like Kurt is mugging me right now. So I'm going to go to Kurt. Where you put this one at?
Yo, this shit remind me of wrestling. Mm-hmm. Like, wrestling is very entertaining. But you know it's fake, bro. You know it's phony. You know they're not really hitting. Bro, well, they are really hitting. It's just
I don't know.
They getting hit. They getting hit. Yeah, they getting hit. But it's entertaining, but like it's scripted. I feel like this is like a wrestling dream. It's full of filler. You feel me? Detail, bro. Like that's really some testify, boy. It's really one of them. Like that whole everything you just said about that song, we can say about that MC Hammer song.
It's way better than that. Come on now. Let's not get crazy.
Yeah, but it's not. No, it's not way better. I can't. It's not way better.
It's way better. It's way better.
It is better, but it's not way better. No, it's not, bro. Bro, I'm gonna go C-tier. Okay, I'm gonna go C-tier. I'm gonna agree with your C-tier. Okay, only because it's better than the MC Hammer. Like if you had MC Hammer in F tier, I would put that shit in D tier, bro. Like I really don't I don't really I don't really like Jim Jones as a rapper, period. Okay. He has had some good music. Jim Jones has had some good music. That album Ghetto Poem with Ballin', We Fly High, No Lie. That album was dope, okay? But it just seems like Jim Jones just reached so much, bro. Like everything he says a reach. I don't know why I always felt like that about Jim Jones. I feel like this whole diss song is just a song of reaching. Like if you watch anime, right? You know, like say you watch Dragon Ball Z, right? They're gonna have Goku and Vegeta fighting, but then they're gonna cut to the scene where Master Roshi reading a dirty magazine. That's Jim Jones. Master Roshi reading a dirty magazine is Jim
No,
Jones. When they
no.
skip the Chi Chi, like we want to see Goku and Vegeta fight, but they showing us Chi Chi and Gohan in the motherfucking kitchen. That's Jim Jones, bro. A whole bro. 80%
No,
of his career is filler.
man, but those were important scenes in Dragon Ball Z, though. I understand you want to get back to the fight, but you needed them scenes. Like you needed that. So you passing that off as filler. Them scenes was not filler though. They wasn't filler.
He was filler, bro. We didn't need to see Master Roshi with a dirty magazine.
I mean that stuff was just for the jokes. But I'm saying so a lot of that stuff that was being conversated there was important though. That part was for the jokes.
There's some important scenes that they cut
That's what
to,
I'm saying.
but it's a lot of filler though, bro. Like you say, very funny shit. Jim Jones said a lot of funny shit.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
That's part
It's
of the battle though.
a filler. I'm gonna go with C tier. I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna agree with you on C tier, even though I do believe it's D. But we got Touch the Fire in D, and it's a better song than Touch the Fire.
Well, wait. If we go back and look at our other tiers, in the D tier we had "I Run New York" by 50 Cent and Yayo. This is better than that. We had yeah, we had what else we have in the D tier? We had Piggy Bank by 50. We put that in the D tier. This is better than that.
Yo, this might not be better than Piggy Bank, bro.
It's better than Piggy Bank.
It might not be, bro. We might like this. You know what? All right, listen. We're gonna put it in. We're gonna put it in C tier, but it's gonna be one of them joints. Put a star next to it, because it's gonna be one of the joints that we talk about when we go back and do everything else, bro. I'm agree with you with C tier for right now,
All
but
right, stay with
we gonna discuss this one, bro, because it's filler.
It's not. Stan, go ahead, man. It's all you.
I don't have a whole lot to add to it. It's a C tier. It is the epitome of the term entertaining crap. That's all I can say. It's entertaining as hell, like you said. It felt like he had a good time making it. And Jim Jones is an entertaining crap rapper. If I had that's what he is. He's not great. He's not even good. He's not even a real rapper. I don't even know if he even writes his rhymes. But he's entertaining as hell. And you know what? That shit was entertaining. I hadn't even remembered that I had again. Reggie comes up with these songs. I don't even fucking remember where it comes from and why it was done until I actually read it. Oh yeah, I forgot about that shit. And the reason why Pusha T probably didn't respond is Pusha T probably said it's Jim Jones, bro. What am I getting out of
Yeah, I'm a
that?
lose. Either way, I'm a lose. It's Jim Jones.
It's a no-win situation for me. It's just like Jay-Z not responding to MC Hammer. Again, it's a no-win situation. I'm sure Jay got a good laugh on the MC Hammer record, but that's about it. If he even heard it, which I doubt he did.
Yo, he heard it.
I doubt he did.
He heard it.
You think he heard it? You
He
think
heard it.
somebody's?
He heard it. He heard it.
I'm sure he got a good laugh out of it, and I'm sure Push got a good laugh out of this because it was funny. It was funny. It wasn't good. It was just funny. But yeah,
But
I'm not.
I
It was
think
funny. It was entertaining crap. I was leaving it at
I think y'all. I mean, we all agree it's in C tier. I think we need to kind of like make sure that we're looking at the tiers and kind of like you and making it make sense. Because like
that.
if now I will say this though, we're clowning a little bit. Like that MC Hammer song does belong in the F tier. I think we're all clowning, having a good time, but that song is technically F tier, right? So like, um, I just think that like this song, it's everything is not going to be the most ridiculous lyrical song. Some stuff is just entertaining, and this song was very entertaining. and I had a great time listening to it. And so to me, like it's a C tier. It's a C. It's not. It don't belong in no B tier, A tier. It don't belong anywhere near there. But it's like the epitome of a C tier. It's just it's a diss record. It's right down the middle. It's not bad. It's not amazing. It's C. It's good. It's solid. And
That's what we all said. That's what I said. I mean,
yeah,
I agree with you. I do agree with you on that. It's entertaining crap. It's a lot of fun, but that's it. Nothing else to it.
all right, cool. So
I don't
we're
know Jim Jones even wrote it.
yeah, so we're all done. Just like Kurt dropped off. I guess the Jim Jones take was too much. So yeah, man, got a good list here. We'll be back for more. We got more disc records we're gonna tier, and we're just gonna keep this thing going, man. So anything to add, Stan?
No, I'm pretty. I mean, I didn't see when you first gave me this list. I didn't see an S tier song in that list personally.
Mhm.
But outside of the bridge is over, I just didn't see any. But it was a good list, a nice collection of songs. Some which that I hadn't heard in years. That I had to go back and listen to. Some that I didn't even remember how it even happened.
Mhm.
So yeah, it was pretty cool. I guess I enjoyed it. I had a good time with some of these songs. Not so much the Eminem and MGK thing, but just I just didn't care for it. Again, when you don't care for something, it's hard for you to get
Yeah.
invested in. I just didn't care for it. I didn't care for any of the records. I didn't care for the beat because I was like, this is ridiculous. Eminem's a top 10 rapper of all time. MGK is not. I don't, you know what I mean? Like
I
I just couldn't.
mean,
I didn't care for it.
I hear you, man, but he got him, yo. He got him. He got him. All right, we
It's
gonna
funny because yeah, let's end on that note. It
yeah.
was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun today.
All right, we'll leave it there. Appreciate everybody watching. Peace.